The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. Under center, it will be the 6'3 quarterback from Alabama, A.J. McCarron.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
The first down carry by Elliott doesn't amount to much as he'll get forward for about a couple. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
And, partner, sometimes it's good for a team to get the Thursday nighter right after a loss because you don't have very long to stew on what just happened. You have to turn right around, get ready, and go out and play again. Or, as one of the veterans told me, I actually like this because I can keep my anger for this short amount of time and take it out on the other team.
Well, look now at the starters on the defensive side for the Browns. They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
But when you hold someone to just 6 points in a game, the feeling that you have among your team is you're not going to lose very many of those. That's the way to get it done.
Now here's McCarron on third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Clay Matthews, that is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The Steelers call here on the Aussie, Australian-born Jordan Berry now to punt this one away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 20. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. So here are the Browns under their new head coach, Freddie Kitchens. And out will come the leader of this offense, and that, of course, is their signal caller.
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield, aren't we? What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything under.
And right away, he lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Switch. Ready?
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
He'll drop to throw. And he's able to find Diggs. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On the set. Watch 98 to Mike. Here we go, dude. Here I come. Ready, go. Shoot.
A first down carry for Barkley. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Ready, break. Watch 98. 98 to Mike. Man out.
Second and 13. And that is incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's third down. And a look now at the starting offense for the Browns.
And they should be set up for a big game. They have one of the hottest offenses in the league. They're coming in riding a winning streak, but we've seen these quick turnaround games really wreak havoc with what you've done previously. Hopefully they simplified their offense, and they'll just let their playmakers go out and do what they do best.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
The touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down. And McCarron will try again on second. And that's Elliott, complete. The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down.
Let's go. And we got Mike, number 55.
To throw, McCarron. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Elliott. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. They were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Time for a look at our starters here on defense. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
This secondary has really developed into one of the strengths of this team. They diagnose, they cover, they run, they hit. What a nice team.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Looking to throw. Cooper's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. This thrown quickly out to Cooper. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find.
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Offense.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Ready up. 53 is the mic. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Working from the gun here, McCarron. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And you see the numbers for Sanders last week. 8 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is the #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. McCarron going to try and throw on 3rd down. That's caught. The former USC Trojan, Xavier Grimble. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 37.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go with Lynch right side. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. We're scoreless after 1. The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap for McCarron. They'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 2nd and 7, McCarron. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long. And they'll go play action with McCarron. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They'll run for it with Lynch. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, McCarron. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. How about this Browns defense? They've held so far. This is now 3rd and goal. Here is Lynch on 3rd and goal. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on, and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And Diggs has it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Watch time. Tight end right.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Good coverage that time by Derwin James. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. 2nd and 10. It's brought in by Harris. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready.
Now Saquon Barkley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. On 2nd down, it's Curry, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw, and he connects with Ertz. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Stephon Diggs there to make the grab, and the Browns have taken the lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
McCarron, it's caught by Sanders. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. McCarron now to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it's 3rd down. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now McCarron. That one complete to Elliott. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. They've got the lead. They haven't really had to utilize him all that much so far, but I guess if you're winning on the scoreboard, not too much to complain about.
Not at all, but you know those guys out wide, they want as many catches as they can possibly get. They may need him later on if things get a little tighter.
Yeah, so far 2 catches. We'll see what happens here as the game progresses. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
We always talk about having to read defenses, and how complicated that is? Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
They'll set up to throw. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll drop to throw. This one caught by Ridley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting the Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. And his kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board.
Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah. You get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
That's it, ready to go. 8 read. Number 53, Mike 53.
McCarron, a final shot before the half. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some good games to look forward to in the early window, especially the one in Baltimore. A big one coming up for the Ravens as they'll square off against the visiting Houston Texans. Good stuff to follow on the West Coast in the afternoon window, one being out in Oakland, where it'll be the Raiders taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And finally, on Monday Night Football, the guys will be in Mexico. Stadio Azteca, the Chiefs and the Chargers, as we exported a good one to wrap up Week 11. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gotten and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So here are the Browns to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10.
18 Gators. I got you. Watch out. Get it, clear.
And that'll be incomplete.
On the set.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They run the counter. Curry. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now back to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. That's on the former Army Ranger, Alejandro Villanueva. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, it's McCarron. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
We got 4.
Here's McCarron to throw. Well, that's complete to Sanders. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now here's McCarron on 3rd. And Sanders has got it complete. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet, they're going to go for it on 4th. To throw, it's McCarron. Got him in. He finds Sanders. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler 1st down. And McCarron now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Cook. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Again, it's Cook. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap for McCarron. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
It's a gain of 7.
They'll run it again with Barkley. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's complete to Diggs. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, a first down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. He'll drop to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Keanu Neal with a safety blitz for the sack. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's Barkley. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Here we go. 90, Wolf. Watch the 59. Watch the draw. Watch the draw. Ready.
McCarron now on 1st down. His throw incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And now it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. A.J. McCarron looking to throw. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 12 yards that time, but a Pittsburgh first. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with Cook. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Ready. 60 yards. Double time. 40. Let's go.
They run again on first down. Cook. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Ready? 10 over.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Here we go. Set. 30 base. What we got? 5.
And now they'll throw it with McCarron. And it's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. And that's caught by Beasley. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 14. So they did not bring pressure, and turns out probably a bad idea.
Yeah, he had time to stand in the pocket and deliver a strike. So I'm wondering if they're going to note that, and next time just go ahead and bring that pressure.
Ready? 57, come on. Switch up. 57. Ready? Lead dribble.
Draw play, Elliott. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with his 4-point fourth quarter lead. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. McCarron. And that's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet, or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
It worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one goes for 30 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. He'll look to throw, and that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year, and the Browns have retaken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Do it.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw McCarron. It's caught by Sanders. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. McCarron going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Taking it about the 16. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. All right, Charles, let's talk to these numbers. What do they mean? What's happened?
You don't always want to give it to just, hey, they made a great adjustment, they took him away, but I think that that's a big part of what we're seeing here. They've gone in at the half defensively and figured out where he's hurt them and made changes accordingly. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting more bodies in that area to make sure the ball goes elsewhere.
And it's helped them snuff out that hot start.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. He'll look to throw. It's caught. Cooper. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards will get them back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Curry. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch the twist, watch the twist.
They'll run with Barkley, and he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28.
Again, it's Barkley. And an alley to run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Saquon Barkley hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit. But for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point forthcoming. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the rookie Saquon Barkley, the one who finishes things off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So now the Steelers down by 11, a little under 2.5 to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. On 1st and 10, here's A.J. McCarron. And his throw here's incomplete. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. To throw is McCarron. Got a man. It's Gathers, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. McCarron from the gun on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. It's McCarron. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. And he finds Beasley complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards that time. Now here's McCarron again. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Working from the gun here, McCarron. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
You were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Looking to throw again on second down. McCarron under pressure, and he'll go down back at the 26-yard line. McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long. Throwing now is McCarron. And the pressure gets to him again. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So for Cleveland, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.